Hello, and welcome to my first ever Nintendo Direct reaction video. As you can probably tell, this part is being recorded after the Direct because I recorded an intro and accidentally deleted it. But I did record my reactions, and I decided to edit them down for a video, so I hope you enjoy it. Alright, we are already getting Fire Emblem. I recognize the song. I guess... Oh, that makes sense. I assume this is a Warriors 3 Houses game? Again, based on the music. Oh wow, that's sooner than I would have thought. One thing I tend to do with Nintendo Direct videos, which is why I've never actually posted any before, is I get absorbed watching what's happening, and I actually forget to talk about the actual announcements. So yeah, Advance Wars, that wasn't that shocking. I think April 8th leaked as a release date a long time ago, so that makes sense. I'm also really surprised No Man's Sky is actually coming out on the Switch. This game had such a turnaround because people were so mad about this game for a long time. So it's actually kind of fascinating to see it actually have such a huge, turnaround. It's kind of like Final Fantasy XIV in that regard, where it just managed to really salvage itself remarkably well. Wait, actually? Okay, I definitely didn't see this coming. We are getting another Mario Strikers? Really? These games are always a lot of fun. I just didn't think Nintendo would actually make another one again because of just how, frankly, brutal they are for a Mario game. And it looks like they're not toning it down, which I'm also shocked by. I thought if we ever got another Mario soccer game, it would be a lot different than this. This is already a great Nintendo Direct, frankly, just because we got something that I had no idea would actually ever happen again. And it looks good too. I liked the old games a lot. There were only two of them, and then Next Level Games worked on Luigi's Mansion and Punch-Out, so I assume this is still Next Level. It has that same style to it, so yeah, this looks good. You know, something that occurred to me is Rosalina didn't even exist when the last Mario Strikers... Okay, June, that's soon. Yeah, Mario Galaxy wasn't even out at this point, so yeah, Rosalina being in this game is kind of interesting. This looks like Splatoon. If I had to make a guess, this is probably... Yep, it's Splatoon. Oh, Salmon Run, I think. I always really like this. I just hope it's not limited time anymore, because that was always the biggest bummer with Salmon Run, is how you can only play it at specific times of day. It like rotated out basically, so I have a weird feeling that it's still gonna be like that, but I hope it's not. I'm really looking forward to Splatoon 3. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I actually didn't ever play Splatoon 1 or 2 as much as I would have expected. But I really do want to put some time into this game because it does look interesting. I like trailers like this that don't have a lot of voiceover because it's a lot easier to actually commentate instead of like with the ones with voiceover where I'm actually trying to hear what they say. Yeah, Mario Strikers looks really good, to be honest. I can't believe it's coming out in June, which actually makes me wonder when this is coming out. I'm gonna guess July, but even that feels like already we have a pretty stacked first quarter for Nintendo. The only month we don't really know anything about yet is May, so like this could be May. I don't think it will be. I think it'll be later in the summer, just as a prediction, because the other Splatoon games came out like July, August. But who knows, maybe they'll show the release date. Can you actually toss the eggs now? That looks way better than how it was originally. Okay, I definitely didn't expect this. Front Mission is a series I've always heard about. I want to say there was a game recently that was like a spin-off that was really terrible. I can't even remember a whole lot about it, but I remember like the key art was done by like... If it's the game I'm thinking of, by the Metal Gear artist, and people are like, the box art's the best part of the game. Gonna look that up really quickly. But yeah, I'm not. I actually am a little shocked that Splatoon didn't get a release date. Just summer. Because like everyone's making racing games, like Chocobo GP is coming out next month. Left Alive, that's the name of the game I was thinking of. Yeah, Left Alive I heard was like one of the worst games of 2019. So it kind of makes sense to follow up with a remake of the first two games in that series. Which version is this? I'm pretty sure this is the Wii version. Yeah, this is definitely the Wii version, because I had this. I played the Wii version and the PS3 version. Both are actually not bad, and it's cool that it looks like the multiplayer is still in, because the multiplayer actually seemed really fun. I'm surprised it's not the PS3 or PC version, because it's Aspyr, and they did the PC version. Yeah, this was already announced. It's kind of cool, I guess. I've already played these Assassin's Creed games, so they're not super exciting. Can't tell if it's the stream or not, but it definitely doesn't look like it's running ideally, but I know Black Flag actually ended up running well, so hopefully performance gets ironed out a little bit. I also don't like how not all the games are on the cart, which is the problem with basically every Ubisoft Assassin's Creed collection so far. I feel like SD Gundam is something I've heard of, but I actually don't know anything about. Like, this doesn't look familiar. They said something about classic games, so it's like, is this a remake? I actually don't know. There it is. This has been rumored for such a long time. It was actually rumored as a console exclusive for a while, like PlayStation exclusive, so it's actually nice to see it in a Direct. I'd definitely be more likely to play it on Switch just because long RPGs actually work well on Switch, I find. I've never finished it. I actually have it on PS3, but because it's hard for me to play PS3 games at the moment for a variety of reasons, like controller compatibility and not being able to switch discs because of that, I never finished the PSN version. So I'd consider playing it. Everyone talks up Chrono Cross as being still good. Oh, okay. That's cool. I wasn't entirely expecting them to localize Radical Dreamers with it. That's like a visual novel to tie into both, if I'm not mistaken. That was like for Super Nintendo, I think? Also, that's really soon. And of course Kirby. I think everyone knew that Kirby was going to be shown off here. We have a release date already. This looks like a story trailer though. I'm curious to see how deep they dive into the story, to be honest, because Kirby stories can definitely go places. People are already definitely speculating about the new companion character as being a little bit dubious. Okay. I mean, I guess that's the logical, like, progression of what happened in one of the past games. This is my most anticipated game of the year, partly just because we know a release date for it. A lot of the other games I'm looking forward to don't have release dates, so I'm not as hyped. This is honestly pretty cool. It kind of... Okay, that reminds me of Kirby 64 with the fridge transformation. Everything I see of this game just looks really good. For the first 3D Kirby game, technically since Air Ride, if you count that, this just looks really impressive. Another thing about this Direct is I was trying to actually write down what was being announced, so I could keep track of it. I got so absorbed that I forgot to write down a bunch of games, like a lot of the remasters they announced. Still weirded out that Force Unleashed is the Wii version. As someone who likes the Wii version of that game, it's still weird. It'd be like if they remastered Sonic Unleashed, where it's like, both versions have merits. Okay, this reminds me of the free-to-play game, actually, with some of the costumes for the classes. Yeah, I totally lost my train of thought of what I was talking about with Star Wars and oh yeah, with like Sonic Unleashed. If they remastered the Wii version, I'd actually be fine with that because I like both. Both have unique level design and everything. But it would be weird to only have one but not the other. That's where I was going with that. I just got distracted by the different powers because I was like, wait, Kirby 64? This is weird. Because this is basically a PlayStation game. So I'm checking Twitter. Apparently Portal was in the Japanese Direct. Portal 1 and 2 coming to Switch. So, I wonder if that'll be in the international direct. I've heard the cloud demos are really bad. Not that cloud gaming is the most stable thing ever, but I've heard it's especially bad for Kingdom Hearts. Like really choppy. I do feel like the collections could have been made to run natively on Switch. So it's a shame that this is the avenue they're taking. Oh my god, it's finally happening. Is this a new version? This looks different than the Wii version. But I'm excited. I like Klonoa. Klonoa is like that meme of Earthbound fan excited to play series for the first time or something like that. That's how I feel about this. I've never played Klonoa 2, but I love Klonoa 1. I am 100% getting this collection because I really want to play both, honestly. There's Portal. To be honest, I like Portal enough that I'd probably buy them again on Switch because I do love these games. Having them portably would be great. If there's gyro controls, that'd be amazing, honestly. It's also kind of weird seeing a Valve game on Switch, actually. Oh, I've heard of this. It's like, it took me a moment. Yeah, I've heard of this. Is this like... 1, is this a Square Enix series? And 2, is this... I was gonna say, is this HD 2D? As cool as this looks, I will say, the Klonoa collection has been rumored for so long. I'm so pumped this is finally happening. I am super excited. Again, it was like 2 or 3 years ago when it was trademarked, and then they re-trademarked it because of the changing the name, because it was Klonoa Encore in Japan, so I'm also super pumped that's both Klonoa 1 and 2 as someone who wants to play Klonoa 2, because I've never played that one. Pre-orders begin today. All this stuff is so soon. I know they said first half of the year, but still, a lot of this stuff is really close. Interesting, they're not going with Mii's necessarily. There's a lot of series, specifically more like casual aimed series. I'm amazed never made the jump. This is one of them. I'm super happy this is coming back, because the sports resort sword fighting was incredible. All they need to do is announce online for this, and this is going to be a huge hit. At least I think it will. Who knows?
Use a gigantic ball to make dynamic plays.
I know it's just soccer, but the oversized soccer ball makes me think of 1, Rocket League, and 2, Metroid Prime Federation Force of all things. I wonder if there's auto movement or manual movement with sports like this, because it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, I'm not sure about the character design, because I kind of missed the Mii's, but it makes sense to kind of move away from the Wii branding, I guess. Oh my god, is this Battle Royale bowling? I can't remember the last time they've done something like this for a Direct. Like, a long, like, extended look in this sort of a format, but I guess it makes sense. Another thing that was rumored, I don't know if I should talk about it yet because it could still come up, but like there were rumors of like a sequel to like what's the game? 1-2 Switch? That could still happen in this direct, but it kind of feels like it'd be weird announcing it because this kind of fills the same void of the party game, and honestly fills it better, let's be honest, because, you know, that game wasn't ideal from what I gather. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the characters, because some of them look like Mii's, others don't. Oh, that's like next week. I've never— is this the Apple Arcade one, first of all? But I've never actually played these, but I've always wanted to. Anyway, something I was thinking about is, at this point in the Direct, there's still 10 minutes left, because they said this would be about 40 minutes. The one thing that I always think sets Nintendo Directs apart from... Interesting song list. The one thing that really sets Nintendo Directs apart from any other attempts at this format, I feel like State of Plays, is pacing. Because it feels like, other than the extended demos of games like they did for Nintendo Switch Sports, the pacing of these Directs is so fast. Like, they just announce a ton of stuff, and then it's like, they drop the release date, and it's like, wow, that's coming out in a couple months, and then they just kind of move on to the next thing. a lot of other online press events like this tend to linger on announcements a lot more, while Nintendo is very rapid fire, which I think works in their favor. And it definitely took them a while to figure out the format, because the early directs definitely did drag a lot, and some still do nowadays, but they've gotten a lot better. So this is probably just the obligatory B-roll of third-party / first-party published games that they always do. Triangle Strategy, I'm surprised. It actually makes sense that it's a Fire Emblem Warriors, because Triangle Strategy and a traditional Fire Emblem at the same time would be kind of weird, actually, because they would kind of occupy the same space in this direct. In general, I still need to play Octopath, but the HD 2D style honestly looks really cool. Oh, cool. I never played the first demo, actually, so that's good. That's good. Yeah, that got announced at like the Game Awards or something, that the actual release date. I still never played Cuphead. I'm not a huge fan of this style, to be honest, and also the overall difficulty of these types of games. It's very hit or miss. Some difficult platformers I really enjoy, others I don't, so I'm really on the fence about Cuphead. It kind of doesn't feel like my kind of game aesthetically. So I think that also affects how... Okay. I'm surprised they're doing this and not adding an easy mode.
Take advantage of increased recovery with the newly added Rookie Mode difficulty.
Never mind. But yeah, difficulty was definitely the main complaint.
Rush mode, in which you'll battle bosses
they are really supporting this game more than I thought they would. I guess being the second best-selling Metroid game already would do that. So earlier today, Shigesato Itoi, the creator of Earthbound, tweeted about the Direct a bunch. So this isn't super shocking, unfortunately. I kind of wish he hadn't tweeted it, so this would just come out of nowhere and be a surprise. I mean, I love Earthbound. Well, not Beginnings, but I like the second game. So, hey, I can play it without hooking up an NES or Super Nintendo Classic and the Wii U now, so that's great. I will probably play this game again because it's been a few years. I think the last time I played this game was when I did the LP in like 2017 or 2018. So I'm kind of overdue for going through these games again, to be honest. What they could really do to impress people, and I don't think they're going to do it, is also announce that Mother 3 is going to be released. But I don't think they would do that. I feel like from what I gather about the game, they'd have to retool so much of the content that hasn't aged well, that it would have to be a remake rather than a localization. So yeah, it's cool that these games are going to be more widely available. Again, it would have been almost nice if they hadn't been teased.
Will be added to Nintendo Switch Online later today.
There was also an update for the services, so that also kind of spoiled that something was happening. There's probably going to be one last really big announcement. I'm surprised there hasn't been anything about the Mario movie, and my fear is that's going to be the one more thing, is the Mario movie. Oh, later today, I didn't... If that was known, I did not realize that. I knew it was on PC already, I didn't know it was coming out today on console. Still haven't seen Demon Slayer, I just haven't watched much anime in general lately. I think that was also like an Apple Arcade thing that's getting re-released. I was really hoping that the Apple Arcade game by the Final Fantasy team, former Final Fantasy developers, I can't even remember the name of the game, but I really hope that game comes out on the console someday because that looks really impressive. This feels overdue, but I'm excited about this. I like Mario Kart 8. I'm actually really relieved that they're not making Mario Kart 9, to be honest. Coconut Mall, that's a great choice. I think that was the GBA course, wow. But yeah, this is cool, I'm happy. Oh, even Tour. Oh my gosh, that's so many courses. See, like, that's basically the amount of courses. I mean, they're old courses, so it's not quite the same. But this is still like the amount of courses of a new Mario Kart, practically. So, I'm actually happy they're doing this instead of incorporating things into like another Mario Kart and trying to like split their player base. I would also have liked to have seen more characters and carts instead of just courses, but oh well. Oh wow, that's next month. I had a feeling they'd add to the expansion pass to make it more worthwhile. That's so soon. I thought it was gonna be later. I also realized they didn't say anything during most of that. So, now that the direct is over, I am going to go back because I'm excited. I was kind of speechless during the actual trailer, though. But I am super
That's the way
excited
of our
about
world.
this. This was rumored like last year for a
Ionians.
multitude of reasons. Both insiders claiming
Tell
it,
me,
people saying that
what was
voice actors were
possessed you to
hinting at
side
it,
with them?
and tons of stuff like that. And I am super excited that this is actually happening.
I saw
This is a very hot take, but I really like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and
You
I
could
like
try
Xenoblade 1 a
to
lot,
move
but
forward
like
together.
Xenoblade 2 is like one of my favorite games. Now we're getting a sequel that's like incorporating potential characters from seemingly both, one of whom is my favorite Xenoblade character and currently one of my favorite characters of all time, is really exciting to me, and wow. I feel like you could blame a lot of how this trailer looks on compression, but knowing how Xenoblade 2 in Definitive Edition looked, this could genuinely look comparable, like with the level of compression. But I've definitely noticed some things that are like, yes, I am 100% down. Yeah, this is the one trailer I actually went back to look at because I was just kind of in awe the whole time. And I'm super excited. I can't believe it, that all the rumors for months have finally culminated and it's finally being announced and it's coming out. Oh my god, it's coming out in like 6-7 months if it comes out in time. Like, I think there were rumors that it could even get delayed too, so man, okay, holy cow. This is partly because I'm biased. I mean, I got a sequel to one of my favorite Switch games, so that's cool. But we got Fire Emblem Warriors, that's neat. I actually like the first Fire Emblem Warriors, and I think focusing just on 3 houses is going to be good, because one of the big issues with the game is how much it was basically focused on like 2 or 3 games anyway, so focusing on just Warriors is good. Also probably easier to make because Tecmo would have had all the character assets mostly ready to go, and like the engine probably is fairly easily like compatible with everything they did on both the previous Warriors games and 3 houses. Let's scroll Twitter, trying to look through everything that got shown off. Mario Kart DLC, I think that's brilliant. I kind of wish there were new courses, but I get why it's just returning courses. $25 for, like, if all 6 waves have 8 courses, they say 48 courses for $25. That's way better than a sequel, if you ask me. That's definitely better than just getting Mario Kart 9, or 10 technically, because Tour would technically be 9. Up till the end of 2023 is also kind of ridiculous. Earthbound, no Mother 3, not shocking. The Metroid Dread updates are exciting. I'm looking forward to the boss rush, because I actually really like the bosses in Dread. I know they're very divisive, though. Not gonna do the one-hit mode, that sounds miserable, but the rookie mode is great for accessibility. One other thing I wish they would do is controller mapping, because some of the controller mapping is really weird in that game. Cuphead DLC, that's neat, but again, haven't played the first game. Triangle Strategy demo, also good, because I forgot about the first demo. Taiko no Tatsujin is always welcome, even though I've never played the series. It's like, they seem like really fun rhythm games. Part of it's because I have a streaming mentality when buying games, so like Taiko no Tatsujin would be a game that I would not stream because of things like, the opening to Demon Slayer being in it, so that would be a song I would not be able to play. The Nintendo Switch Sports is great. It's long overdue, if you ask me. Is it Live Alive or Live Alive? However it's pronounced. Getting an HD 2D remake is great. It's always a series or a game I've heard about. but I've never have actually played, because again, they said it was Japan only. I think there was a fan translation a few years ago, though. Portal, again, I love Portal. I would be tempted to buy them again, actually, because I have them on Xbox 360. My 360 is like 10 years old, so I would actually consider picking up Portal again, if they run well, which they're so old. If they don't run well, I'll be very sad. Klonoa, oh my god. So, trying to actually rank top announcements for this direct is hard. Xenoblade 3, obviously, top 3. Mario Strikers, and probably Klonoa. Klonoa is weird because it wasn't even a shocker, because we've known about this for literally like 2.5 to 3 years now. Because yeah, it was around the time Katamari got a remaster that a Klonoa remaster was rumored. Because they Namco, Bandai Namco trademarked a ton of remasters, like names, domains in the same series, like Blank Encore series and stuff like that. And it also looks like they put a lot more work into the Klonoa remaster than the other ones they've done, which were more like ports, like widescreen and HD. Klonoa does look better than the Wii version, if you ask me. That's a series where I'd actually probably consider doing a playthrough, either on YouTube or Twitch. By the way, I have started streaming again. Force Unleashed, I'm still weirded out by that being the Wii version. As someone who likes that version, it's just weird that they picked that one. Front Mission, as someone who has never played his games, that's really cool. And again, I hope that actually helps to jumpstart the series again for fans, especially after Left Alive, ironically, kind of killed the series, ironically given its name. But yeah, let's see, what else? No Man's Sky, Advance Wars, and then Fire Emblem, yeah. I was going in reverse order, basically, going through tweets. On the whole, this is probably my favorite Direct in a very long time, at least since the E3 Direct, which, to be fair, that wasn't that long ago. But that was mostly carried by Metroid, in my opinion, and Breath of the Wild 2, of course. But for this Direct, I think, in general, it kind of just stepped on the gas and didn't let up. Which, again, is part of the reason why I think Nintendo Directs work really well, is their pacing is just so fast. They cram in so many announcements in like 30 to 40 minutes. And then you scroll through everything that got announced. It's like, oh yeah, Front Mission. Oh yeah, Mario Strikers and all this cool stuff. And it's like, yeah, this was how they started. This event was with Fire Emblem and Mario Strikers. And then ended with Xenoblade. And I'm super pumped. I just wish so much of the stuff wasn't coming out like later this year, but it also puts like the release date of Breath of the Wild 2 into question, because Xenoblade and Breath of the Wild are both Monolith, so they kind of occupy the same space. I mean, if it's November, that'll be fine, but when we'll have time to play these games is another question. And yeah, I'll probably play Earthbound again, because I do like those games. I begrudgingly like the first game, even though it's very dated, but I genuinely do like Earthbound for Super Nintendo. That was really hype. I apologize for not actually commentating a lot. I definitely got like absorbed, especially during Xenoblade. Like I was just kind of in awe of it. Like as soon as they show the first frame, it's like, yeah, this is Xenoblade. I just really wanted to pay attention. Which is part of the reason why I went through the trailer again at the end. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this first Nintendo Direct reaction video. I have no clue how long this video will be. Obviously, I have like 50 minutes of footage, but I'll probably try to trim that down since there were a lot of points where I didn't actually say a whole lot. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I might try this again in the future. Probably not E3, if there is an E3 this year, because traditionally, if there is a Nintendo E3 Direct, it's like at 8 or 9 a.m., and I'm not waking up that early to do a live reaction. I might do a post-reaction, but it probably won't be blind, which in some ways might be better. But yeah, that about covers everything I had to say about this direct. I was really happy with it. I'm definitely excited for like over half of what was announced, to be honest. There was so much good stuff here. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for probably something different, because there probably won't be another reaction video like this for a while.